I look like shit.
It's Sunday morning at 8:43.
I'm gonna have to edit this because it's recording it now. So I don't know how to edit it, so that's gonna be fun.
What? What is, it's what?
I know. I'm learning as I go. Oh, okay.
Alexa, how you doing?
So what's new with you, Dave? I
Good
actually
to
have to look at
see
these.
ya.
It's good to see you. It's weird because you're over here, but the camera's over here. So
Yeah, you're a
how does
little,
it look? I mean, I think I'm dark on your feed.
yeah, you are a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you need a little light on the other side of you.
It's
Bright.
coming. It's for this other camera. It's lit properly. For you, it looks dark on the other camera. I've got two cameras. You're on the
Oh,
older camera. It's so weird because I'm like, okay, I'll look in the
it's
camera and I'll
what?
talk to you.
It's you. Yeah,
It's so weird.
it's green screen, and then we're gonna do green screens pretty soon, you know?
Yeah, we should do green screen. So this is what Lito did to Monkey. Monkey now has one eye. I don't know if you can see that. Here's his one eye. There's his not eye.
Oh.
Yeah, he has been not fun. He was
Little shit.
he was like everywhere in the bedroom at like between like midnight and 3 in the morning, so I didn't get any sleep.
Yeah, yeah. Now.
Hang on, hang on.
All right. Hey, so anytime you're ready to go, I'm ready to go.
All right, cool. Yeah, I gotta edit everything out anyways.
All right.
Or maybe I'll leave it in. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? No, we got a semblance of some professionalism because we're back on the air and we need to.
No, this is the fun part. Like when I used to watch cord cutters and you know tech TV and stuff like that. I used to really they used to do all their setups and stuff live. So they'd start streaming before they actually did their broadcast.
Yeah,
It was cool. It was fun because you got to see them talk. So I'll look at it. If it looks like it's something that people might want to look at, I might do that. So.
You can cut it in two pieces. If
Right?
you want a pre-game warm-up, here it is.
I'm more interested in whether my bangs look good.
Where Dave went to the bathroom.
Yeah, and Dave went to the bathroom. That's okay. Wait a minute.
Yeah, product placement.
Actually, here, nobody saw you go to the bathroom. There we go. All right, you're up. We're ready to go in whenever you want. 5, 4, 3.
And now, for your listening pleasure, after a few months hiatus, yes, folks, we did not disband. The band is still together. For your listening pleasure, straight out of Milwaukee, the least talked about podcast in Milwaukee, Hip or Critical, your outlet to let us rant or rave about things that really, in the end, just don't matter. Al3xaMKE, how the hell are you? That is you, right? I think that looks like you. It's been a little bit.
Wait, let me put my glasses on. Is that me?
Is that you? Oh,
yes,
yeah,
it is.
Okay, all right.
So, I've had a bizarro summer. How about you?
Well, yes, we've been new job, had relatives that were getting the house. I moved to a new place, got a new job. So we've been having a busy, and then summer came in, and yeah, we had a little fun summer so far. So yeah, things got busy for us for a little bit there. But the rock has been thrown into the pond. The waves are subsiding, right, and the pond is calm again?
Not quite yet, but it's getting there. So on the cord cutting front, I cut the cord over the summer permanently.
I'm sorry. Before you do that, I have a friend, Catherine Watson, who does podcasts. And I've been trying to turn her onto it, and she's been trying to give us a few little pointers, all right? So one of the first pointers, we need to explain what we kind of do and what we're going to give them today, all right? We don't do that. We should be.
We're actually going to, because when my computer, we're going to get into this, my computer went down over the summer as well, and I lost all the bumpers and music I was working on.
Oh, gotcha. So hypocritical. We're going to go through a few segments. Those segments we talk about happenings in the past, the hip happenings that we've had in the past. We're also then going to move on to some internet adventures, see if we have some hip happenings there or some critical things. Local news, hip or critical for some local news things. Segment 4 is random rants. They are very random and they are very ranty. And then 5 are hip happenings in the future. So that's what you'll be looking at here as we move forward on our program today.
That's for this one. We're probably going to change it up because I think, that's one of the things. Both of us have been so busy, we didn't talk about all of that stuff. So, yes, we've got changes coming, and we keep saying that, but I'm a busy girl, and now I'm not going to be so busy, so hopefully it'll all work out.
But nobody can't say they're not getting their money's worth of our programming so far.
Well, the price is free. So.
Is right, yeah. The price is damn right.
Okay, so speaking of money and prices, yes, I did cut the cord. I got really upset because it was around May every year that the cable bill would go up, and I'd have to call them and get on the phone and go, hey, my phone bill or my cable bill just went up and my internet bill went up. Well, guess what it went up to? Just take a royal guess.
$70?
Oh no! I had 2 DVR boxes, DVR service. I had they had all these premium channels that they were giving me for free.
Oh, and they came around. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had fast internet speed, premium channels selection. It went up to $253 per month from cable and all.
I was a little under. See if
a little under.
If I was playing Price is Right, I'd be the person that waited for the last person to go, and I'd go like the $1 above or the $1 and just under of them all. So.
Right. So I get on the phone with them, and I'm like, I cut the cord. I'm mad because I've got my fast internet, but I am paying $70 a month for it. Really only wanted to pay $50, but I now have the Blue Sling package, which does not include the ESPN channels, and I don't watch a lot of baseball or anything like that, and the local games are on the local channel. I've got the Mohu Leaf that I've shown before on our podcast. I've got those on both TVs, and I have Chromecasts on both TVs. We also have Netflix and Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime I had mostly for the shipping, so that
this is
was
just
a bonus.
Like the icing on the cake.
Yeah, the video is a bonus. So far, we haven't been watching as much TV. But that's okay. And we are missing a few channels. Like they don't have Velocity, and we really love cars and stuff, and Velocity channel was great. But we watched 2 shows on there. And the cool thing is that with the Blue package, I've got the cloud DVR for the extra $5. So right now it's $25 plus the $5. So I'm paying $29. But when Game of Thrones was going on, I had the HBO added. So I got to watch my Game of Thrones, but as soon as it was over, clicked that off and went from $45.
How much did they charge you for the HBO? I mean, for the Game of Thrones?
Yeah, they charge you for HBO. So HBO, is it HBO Go or HBO Now? I forget which one ever it is. But yeah, that one is $15 a month, and you can add packages. So that's the cool thing about Sling is you can customize. But I have had some hiccups because the cloud DVR doesn't work that great. Sometimes we have to cast from the screen of our phone instead of Sling right to the TV, so they're still going through some growing pains, and we knew that. But honestly, for $25 and another $70, I'm at $95. I saved myself over $150 a month. Well, if you add the other things on, it's less than $150.
Yeah, right. But you cut your bill in half.
I'll take it.
Yeah, right.
Because that's money in my pocket.
Right. Yes, and I'm sure you're putting that extra money away in a separate account so that you can do something with it later, right?
No, I'm putting it into my car. We've got cars we've got to fix, so I've got tires I need. So, it's money you can put somewhere else, or you could save it. But yeah.
You don't have to spend it on that. I feel you on that because been going to some estate sales and some rummage sales and loving having a little extra $20-$40 in your pocket to be able to buy stupid stuff.
So speaking of that, what have you been doing all summer? Because I've been working and seeing movies and cutting the cord.
Right. Well, again, we talked so long. Summerfest was coming up the last time we came, and I love Summerfest. All right, so I went to Red Hot Chili Peppers, show first night out. Just somebody had bought tickets, 8 of them, and the person who bought them didn't even go. So I got to see the Chili Peppers in the rain. And it was in the rain, but when I think back, I don't remember it being rainy. You just remember you're there at the Chili Peppers concert. So that was a great show. And I kind of took really big offense because, in the Shepherd Express, they had this big article about how Summerfest is dead because, they were there at Tegan and Sarah, and there was a sparse crowd. And, yeah, you know what? I was there that night, too. I was going over to A Day to Remember, my man, and that place was freaking packed. So, please, do not tell me Summerfest does not have a sparse crowd. They just don't like the music you like, sir. That's what's going on. I also, what I say, and I'll tell you, people who say, you talk about the music that was there. I went there the day after, took off after the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
This is a Dave rant, by the way.
Yeah. No, this is just excitement, man. Summerfest, man, excitement. But the next day, we go in there, start of the day. I got to see Berlin, no more words, Tommy Two-Tone, 8675.
Holy 1980s Batman.
Yes, and this is the Suburbs. They're an old band, punk band, like the Heads from the days. They're in Minneapolis. They were like where the Replacements were around. Got to see Slaughter. Got to see Foghat. The Church, Under the Milky Way of Fishbone, which was good. I mean, that was 7 bands, in a 2-hour period that I got to see. So don't tell me anything about Summerfest. Also, on the last one I'm going to throw in there in Summerfest, one of the things that I thought was great is that I'm going by one of the side stages there on the rocks, and there are these 3 women that probably would look like your aunt if your aunt is sitting there playing, and they're in leather and they're playing speed punk metal, and I'm like, oh my gosh! So I stop there and check them out, and they're called. I finally got the name of them: Six Wives of Richard. The Six Wives of Richard, something like that. And I think that was it. What they do is this old punk stuff, and Cherry Bomb. And oh man, it was fantastic. And I also last night.
So that was Dave's whole summer was just at Summerfest.
Yeah, and then we went to the Bay Bash yesterday.
That was this weekend.
There. Yep. Yeah, and we ran a sidebar. Had a band that was doing. A girl was belting out the Trooper from Iron Maiden. Oh my gosh, and the band was keeping up. It was great. So yeah, it was a very, very good music weekend, summer for me, and still going on. Hopefully, just keep having fun that way, and hit a lot of, like I said, estate sales, rummage sales, found a lot of knickknacks, things like that. So
that is cool. Yay!
I really haven't been to the movies, really, but what did you go see?
All the big ones. The Mummy was the hugest disappointment. I
really a remake with Tom Cruise. How could that have gone wrong?
Well, okay, so I'm not a Tom Cruise fan, but he's really good in some stuff. So I'm like,
yeah, Mission Impossible.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, whatever.
Good actor.
We went, we saw. Roger liked it. I was disappointed. It just didn't click for me, but I'm a movie snob. And then we went to see Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which was entertaining.
Yeah,
but it didn't live up to 1, so I was.
I'm not going to hear any about that. I'm not going to hear that at all. I mean, you can never, because of the just the newness of something. The second time you taste it is not the same as the first time.
That is true.
Tape scene. Ricky Ragged looking for, you got tape? Yeah, I'll go ask her. Did you really ask her? Well, yes. She was sitting right there. So you didn't ask her, did you? That whole scene to me was hilarious.
It was amusing and entertaining. We did see Wonder Woman, which was amazing. It was better than I thought it was going to be because all of the DC universe has been crap.
I know.
So
Supermans and the Batmans have been okay. I'm on the second round of the Batman.
Now, did you go to see it?
No, I've not seen it. The SO will not go to the theater in it because there's nowhere to hide. So we have to wait until it comes out and watch it at home. So
That's funny. All right, well, I'm trying to think of what else I saw, but nothing's like super memorable. But we saw most of the big hits, and it was kind of like, oh, it was entertaining and blah blah blah. But they said this has been the worst box office summer in recent history. So we'll see what happens with the winter movies coming out, and we'll talk about that on our next episode because we could. Yeah, we're doing catch up today, boys and girls.
Oh, we're doing, yeah, and again, we talked about some of the shows that we lost. Oh, my Sleepy Hollow and everything. And right now, everything's dead right now. I mean, all my shows. I mean, Preacher's just finishing up. Fear the Walking Dead came on to hold me over till Walking Dead. We had Game of Thrones, which we'll talk about in a second.
We'll talk about Game of Thrones, and we had Killjoys, which is getting surprisingly good. This is like season 3. It's been picked up for 2 more seasons. But people are mad because they dumped Dark Matter, and we can talk about that too.
Oh, did they? Yeah, yes. I was just talking about how I see the end of that when I'm watching Dark Matter, and it wants me to get it. Now you're telling me Dark Matter's going away? Oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened is Killjoys is owned by Sci-Fi. It's one of their properties, whereas Dark Matter was an acquired property, and they just basically picked it up. So for them, it makes more sense to go with the property they own because they can license it and do all the, the figurines and whatever kind of tchotchkes that people buy online. Whereas with Dark Matter, they don't get a piece of that money. So that's why they kept Killjoys and got rid of Dark Matter, which is really a shame. Maybe Dark Matter will go over to like Netflix or something, which would be really cool.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I enjoy that show. I don't know why. It's like I watch it. The characters are good characters, I guess, because the story's sporadic. There's weird things going on, but the characters are kind of fun. That's why I like them.
Yeah.
Now, the Doctor Who coming out, I got to throw that in.
Oh, yeah.
Doctor Who. Yay, yay, yay. I like the girl they got. I like the girl they got. I've seen her in some
I actually didn't watch any of the Peter Capaldis. It was like not compelling. I'll probably go back and like binge watch them at some point, but I didn't watch the Peter Capaldi ones, so...
Yeah, you never like them until they go away and there's a new one. And you go, well, where's the old one? But Capaldi's going to be a blip. He wasn't bad. I'm not going to say he was bad, but he was a different. Like any doctor.
They were trying to go back to the roots where it was supposed to be a science show and not a science fantasy show.
Really a throwback, yeah.
And I think Moffat is gone, right? Didn't Moffat leave? And so I think we could get. We're going to get some different.
New broom sweeps clean. How that is.
Yeah. So we'll see some more stuff.
So here's I've got to get in here. This is what I've discovered over the summer and what I've been doing kind of like in the last couple months. All right.
What have you been doing?
All right,
are we gonna see you like in the news? Are you gonna?
God, I hope so. Boy, I hope so. It's always what's after your name, or before your name in the news that was seen, blah blah blah, fill in the blank. That's where worrisome. But no, it wouldn't be bad. All right, I'm trying to just make my mark. My imprint and on the internet. Like where you can't escape me, that kind of thing. All right. So anyway,
which is why we were here all summer, so you could make your imprint.
Yeah. So here's how it all started. Remember a year ago, we were talking about I went to Comic-Con at Serb Hall. I had my rug on that I used for Lebowski Fest, but
yes.
I put my genie on the back so I could make it look like a flying carpet when I was at.
No, I mean it pulled the room together, so that's why you did it.
It did, And then so here I am. So the SO took a picture of me at Serb Hall with my carpet and my genie on my back at Comic-Con. I'm looking at the picture and you're looking at Google Maps and it says, "Do you want to add this picture to Google Maps?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, sure." So I just hit yes. All right. So what that means is when you go to look Serb Hall on Google Maps, you go in there on their photos, see photos, and you'll see the dining hall, and you'll see the weddings, and you'll see the catering service, and then you're going to see this guy with a carpet and a genie on the back of him. And I'm like, no wonder people are clicking on this.
That's genius.
I didn't know people were clicking on it. I just, hit the photo. A year later, I get a notice from Google. "Congratulations, your photos reached 3,000 hits." And I'm like, what? What photo? What?
You're internet famous.
What? So I've started looking at this thing and watching it. It was climbing. It is now at 4,800, right around there.
Okay, everybody who's watching this, all 6 of our viewers, go to the Google Maps for Sir Paul and please click on Dave's photo.
No, but see that and you think that's where it stops now with me. That's only where it starts. So now, because I was a contributor, Google started saying, "Hey, do you want to do this more often? Answer questions while you're eating." So now, I've been going anywhere I go. I've been taking a picture and putting it on their Google Maps page.
Yes, so, but it has to be a really cool picture. What are you doing cool?
Oh, well, you're going to have to find out where I've been, because Dave Morris has been in about 30 places in Milwaukee, and I'm on the maps. And if you look me up, I might be there. Here I was. I have one at. Let's see. Okay, here's where I started after the Serb Hall situation. I said, let's start going. When I went to Drudska's department store, they had a haberdashery. I had my hat on the haberdashery. I was able to put a picture at Lambeau Field. I had one at a Pick and Save. The Barcelona, Fred's Drive-In. This one's getting me some action. Fred's Drive-In.
What'd you do at Fred's Drive-In? It's safe for children, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, I have a picture of me eating some fries. And this thing's climbing at 897 views at this time. I think I might get 1,000 by a week's end.
Why are you telling people your secrets? Because you really shouldn't be telling people your secrets to becoming internet famous.
But I was first. I get to be the band that everybody says, well, we all owe it to this band. Well,
you're the Fridays girl.
Yes. Walmart, Schneider's, Burger King, Dollar Tree, George Webb's.
You gotta do the cool stuff. So you have to do like Binary and Lost World of Wonders and.
Well, when I get there, but I'm not going to force myself. This is organic. I'm not, I'm not going out to like, how many can I get? I mean, when I'm there, I'm doing something. If I'm there, I'm taking a picture and I'm posting it.
American Science and Surplus.
Frankie Al's, Amelia's. Here's one on Lampin Peak I got. There wasn't many photos. Some people have like 60 photos. Some have none. So I'm
Lapham Peak. I love Lapham Peak. So.
Yep. We went to Walgreens. I'm getting a lot on Walgreens in my picture of that they do film developing. The old school film developing, and everything like that. So
there we go.
Yeah. So from when I went to Lapham Peak. And Scrub-A-Dub Car Wash I did the other day. Bargain Center, Cousins.
Dave's going to tell us every single place he's been in the last year.
That was it. Yeah, that was it. Well, why would I stop at 5 when there's 5 more left, or 10, 15 when there's only 5 left? So you got to look for me. Look for me on Google Maps. See if you can find me.
Oh, that's so funny.
So total, now, all my photos have 6,000 views on them so far. So.
Oh, well, that's cool. That's super cool. Well, that's...
But the other part of this is neat.
Geocaching Dave's photos on Google Maps.
I'm doing reviews now, so I can do that. I'm answering questions when you're there, like does it have a ramp for accessible? Yeah, is there a parking lot? These are things that I'm part of the Google Society now.
Now they need to pay you.
Well, this is going to get paid. Think about this, all right? Now, don't tell anybody, and nobody's listening, so nobody's going to hear it anyway.
That's true.
Sooner or later, if people say, hey, that Dave is showing up, people like his pictures, let's get him to come to our place and do a picture on Google Maps. I get a free meal, something, maybe a t-shirt while I'm there, right? I can leave little things under tables. Like,
is this your evil plan to take over the world?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so...
There. All right.
I went to Door County. So.
And you took pictures there.
No, actually, here's the thing. We went to Door County. We have no pictures of us at Door County. None. We got sunset pictures and
you know what?
car pictures.
Never went. I'm sorry. You never went. You have not gone to Door County if there's not evidence on Facebook.
I got a hole-in-one on every single putt-putt course they have in July. So that was fun. We also went to see Milwaukee Masterpiece. If you love old cars, that's the thing to go do in August. You go see Milwaukee Masterpiece because they have amazing vehicles. I don't know. It was boring this year.
Well, you know what, though? That's great sometimes, isn't it? What'd you do? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely. Toes in the sand. That's an umbrella drink in the other hand. That's all we got.
There you go. There you go.
All right, since we
I'm
got so much
boring.
today, we'll move up on the ironic movie titles for a different time. All
Oh,
right?
okay. So we're gonna do Game of Thrones now, right?
Yes, let's go to Game of Thrones. We need this time for GOT fans.
Dragons!
Anybody who hasn't watched Game of Thrones yet, too freaking bad.
Yeah, you've had plenty of time to binge watch the last season.
Cover your ears, whatever, you pussy for not watching it. Everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah, let's see. What do we have? We have incest. Right, we have more incest. We have intrigue. We have fire. We have White Walkers. We have the Night King. We have Bran being weird. We have Sansa getting a spine. What the hell was with that? Arya killing people some more. This has been awesome.
Am I on your list? Little figure. Yeah.
Little do you know.
All right. So what do you want to what do you want to wrap your up to?
Okay. Biggest disappointment, and hopefully the hype will go on. I don't know if you are on Reddit, but there is a Game of Thrones subreddit. Clegane Bowl never happened. So the Clegane brothers never rumbled. He came up, Sandor said something to the mountain and walked away. So the Hound and the Mountain need to fight. That was the biggest letdown. The coolest thing, the dragons!
I knew as soon as he killed it, I'm like, oh my God, they've got their own now. I knew that was coming in. I was like, that was, and I was on it. I can't tell you that I was 100% on it, but when the girl was talking about the shits and the diary, and the steps, and Sam's trying to figure stuff out, and he's, I don't care how many shits he took, and I'm was remarried and everything, and I'm trying to reread that. I says, I'm like, wait a minute.
We knew right away, because it's like that's been one of the things for the last several seasons is that Jon Snow is actually a Targaryen. So
that's been
a conspiracy theory for a long. You don't read all that.
Yeah. It caught me off guard. I had to rewind it, put closed captioning on it. Who are they talking about? So that was good. Yeah, here we are. Incest. Here's the other one. Incest, please.
Oh, and you know what? As a female, you guys, when you watch movies, you always get to see the butts and the boobs and the butts and the boobs and the butts and the boobs. Kit Harington has the best ass of any actor I've seen on film, bar none. Kit Harington's ass should go up into the Dude's Ass Hall of Fame.
So since we always talk about, guys always say, well, that's pear-shaped, or is there like a description that you call that?
Fine.
That's fine.
That's a fine ass.
It doesn't. Fine. Just like a wine, it's fine.
It was fine. Of course, he's really cute anyway. I mean, come on. I mean, he's short, dark, and handsome. So.
Right. Yeah, he's a good-looking guy, that's for sure.
He really is.
But, it is fun watching the band get together and go all together. Those guys, it looked like a Hobbit.
Oh, the Magnificent Seven?
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Magnificent Seven. Yeah, that's another way.
Yeah. And then Tormund, we can have giant babies together. Oh, he and Brienne have got to get together.
I gotta get together. Yeah, and he was on the wall. He might be dead.
No. His plot armor is too strong. Just like Jaime's plot armor is too strong.
All right. Plot armor. Yeah. Fantastic. All right. So now we move on. Are we moving on yet then? Or you still got more?
No, I mean, Game of Thrones is Game of Thrones. It was amazing. People who are dissing it, you can go away. I'm enjoying it. It was entertaining.
I think all the memes that poke fun at all the things like the never-ending beach that went away and when Jaime got fed off the horse.
Right. It's going to be amazing. I want to see how it resolves because we're all up in the air. And the rumor is that they are filming several endings, so nobody is going to know what the ending is until they actually edit it and air it. So I think that's amazing.
Until they bring out the deluxe 100 disc package.
Then we'll get to see all the endings.
Yeah. All right. So
what do you got?
Segment 2, Internet Adventures. All right.
Internet Adventures.
Just some of this is just right. Some of this is just a little catch up. All right. One, the kid who asked for the free nuggets from Wendy's got them.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. He got the nuggets.
Yes, yes, yes,
You
yes.
want nuggets? They're
So,
gross.
all right. Also, I saw something ran across. Rami Malek, our
Oh
man.
yes, yes. Did you see the photos? Oh my God.
Yes, yes, and he said he had the. He said they were doing photo by photos of him, and it was just got it down pat. And I'm Bohemian Rhapsody. Unfortunately,
I
the most
love
cliche name you
Queen.
could call the movie. Like, gosh, it could have been so much more different. Oh boy, whatever.
Well,
So
I guess the band had a huge hand in making this movie, so I'm
they,
interested to see it to see whether they handle it properly or whether it's
they,
just
yeah,
another like
and he,
lame
I,
biopic.
I'm just interested in seeing it. And
Well, we
it's
both love music, so
yeah, and Mr. Robot is coming back again. So.
yeah, we got Mr. Robot. Yep. But we're on internet adventures, so what else is internet to you?
All right, all right. So the internet and adventures. All right. The Blue Lives Matter Florida three guys in the police video picture. Did you see that? The three guys in the back and the three handsome police
No,
officers
no, I
that were
didn't see that
down in
one.
Gainesville. Well, three, two and another guy in back, it's like we're ready to go help in Gainesville, we're on our way, and of course, real cute guy, one's got the stubble beard,
Oh,
another one's got the nice hair back, and the other guy's the jarhead look. So you got, one
that's
for every
funny.
every make and model, right? Everybody that wants, and so all of a sudden, all the comments, women, woo, Florida can't get any wetter, and I'm like. That right. But see, here we are. Here we are. We get to chuckle because it's women, objectifying men again. You wonder why men objectify women.
Hmm.
We think it's okay. It gets done to us all the time, and we don't care. We like it. So then we turn around and do it. Everybody goes, "Stop that!" I'm like, if think about it. Let's do the reversal again. I always love this equal opportunity thing. Three EMTs or three emergency girls
Dave's
sitting there
ranting.
taking a picture, and I say, "Oh, that picture makes me calm already." What? Then everybody's gonna go, "Oh, that's so cute." No, we're gonna get chastised up the wazoo.
Okay, Dave. Okay, Dave. You can
Now,
settle down.
again,
It's just the internet.
again, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with you saying the guys are sexy. They were good-looking guys, but let us say that kind of stuff back at you then too. Good for the goose, good for the gander.
I don't know what to say to you. You know what? You've never been super inappropriate, so it's like you need to kind of. You're fine. You're fine. You have my stamp of approval. Well, internet. Interesting internet stuff. Our tweeting sheriff is no longer our sheriff.
Oh my goodness, and we still don't know why. And we still don't know why.
Yeah.
Officially, there's been no official. Just I handed my papers.
Well, because he got hired by a super PAC that supports his best buddy, so that's fine. I mean, but the thing is it's interesting to because it's about internet. If you would have looked a year ago, and they had this on Reddit, and I don't know where they originally published it, but a year ago, what the Facebook page for the official sheriff's stuff looked like was all of the rantings of the crazed cowboy idiot. And now the new guy is like, hey, we're supporting these people, go out, and we're doing this community outreach. And it's like crazy person, professional. Like every single tweet, Facebook post you can see is professional. And it's kind of funny how we're not hearing about this new sheriff tweeting. So hopefully we can bring some dignity back to the office of our sheriff. And I think
Yeah,
I think we're on the right path.
Abley must have just had like a bottle of champagne in his drawer. And just, hey,
Right? He didn't even have a glass. He just drank it out of the bottle. He did like the Formula One thing where you're shaking the champagne and spraying it all over everybody around you.
That's what he's doing. That's what I'm saying. And he's running around the office. Pinch me, pinch me, pinch me.
Oh jeez. Oh my god. I don't know. What else you got? Because
hey, 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 some other stuff, some other fun stuff. All right. Um, the Garcade opened up. All right, I want to throw it in because
Oh yeah, I heard.
online has now been gone back to where it should be on the floors, right? So the Garcade, man, I haven't been there yet. I was hoping by the time we talked, I would. Yeah, we really shouldn't have done the show today. We should have waited a little bit till I got to the Garcade.
No, we got another show we got to do, so that's just more material.
Okay.
We're fine. We're fine.
All right.
We're fine.
Okay. We're not gonna be short today? No, all right.
Yeah.
So anyway, the Arcade. Yeah, they got all the old games. They were showing Missile Command, the Pac-Mans. They were
Galaga.
Missile Command. I like that one. You know, we got the
Asteroids.
missiles. Asteroids is good. There was always one that I had the record on when I was a kid, where you looked through a periscope and you shot at the green tanks. I figured it out, you know, and got the patterns down on that sucker. I played for a quarter. I played 35 minutes one time, you know, in the you know, when I was a kid. That was like forever.
Big pinball machines, like the old school pinball machines, not the digital pinball machines, the analog pinball machines that dunk, 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 the numbers would drop.
You know, I don't know if they have one of those or not. But I mean,
those were better than the digital ones. Sorry.
Like right, no, but they have like Pinbot, the old one, you know, that was always a good one. And I know they have a whole bank of them. So yeah, I got to go there and we're gonna check it out. But that something was cool.
Cool.
You can do it for $15. It's an all-you-can-play thing while you're there. So.
Woohoo! If you can get on the machine you want.
Yeah, right. We got to put your quarters up and beat the guy. You know,
yeah.
They have the kick ones. You know, we're always there. The kick ones, which I could never do. A, B, spin, swick, kick. You know, screw that.
So yeah. So news in Milwaukee. Anything? Local news.
Well,
anything here?
That was out. Yeah. You know, some of the stuff is come and gone. We're already.
I know. Well, let's not hash over old stuff. Let's talk about new stuff.
FOXCONn. I mean, we should touch on FOXCONn.
We should touch on. So this, we're going to be renaming all these segments, and we're going to have bumpers and music, everybody. So forgive our casual atmosphere. It's early on a Sunday morning, and I don't have a mimosa, so I'm sorry.
Is this hypocritical? FOXCONn is one of the biggest. Is it hypocritical now? Again, 25 years to recoup the money. And that's if everybody is from Wisconsin is only working there. You spill every 10% that comes out of Illinois, it's 2 more years you got to tack on to that sucker.
You know, when Amazon came, they didn't talk too much about, you know, the tax incentives and everything. So I'm kind of thinking that this one is, there's some things that are going to be good about it and some things that are going to be bad. And I have a hard time believing that there's going to be 13,000 jobs that pay an average of $50,000 to $55,000 a year. I mean, seriously, I just have a real hard time believing that, because most of the people who are working there are, you know, they're going to pay the janitor $55,000 a year. They're going to pay the, you know, security people $55,000 a year, because that's all part of the job. The cops
get $5 million, and that averages out to $50,000 for the other 3,000 people that are actually in the working there.
Yeah, it isn't making sense to me. I want to see it going forward, you know, and see what happens. I mean, clearly it's something we need to watch, because we need jobs. I mean, we need to be a tech industry. The other thing is that Amazon is looking to move its headquarters and do a headquarters too. And so people are talking about, you know, like Flat Rock, Michigan, and things like Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So it's interesting to see whether we will be in contention for that, because we are starting to get to be a fairly rich city with good workers. I mean,
right now with everything that's going, all the skyscrapers and all the cranes that are freaking downtown, man. You know, the trolley's coming through yet. And
that's another thing, is the streetcar. What's your take on the streetcar? Because I'm kind of starting to think it wasn't worth the money.
If anybody ever wants to talk to me, right now I would be playing that clip from The Simpsons where they bought the monorail. You know. That's all you have to do is go back and watch that episode. You know, who's going to drive it? You. Yeah, me. You know, I mean, it's like, you know, the guy's just laughing all the way to the bank with the briefcase full of money hanging out.
You know, it's kind of like, you know, I like Tom Barrett, but this was like his pet project, and I never understood what it was adding, because we have a fairly robust bus system that everybody uses, and
They got trolley cars that
can
are
go
running
anywhere. They've
around.
got trolley cars. What the hell do we need a streetcar for? And we're ripping up the streets
Right,
and the
but and let's be
infrastructure.
honest. Let's be honest. 50% of the people in downtown Milwaukee after 5 o'clock are using tavern pedal cars to get around.
That and an Uber or a Lyft. I mean, honestly. So what is a streetcar going to do? And I mean, when we have the problems that we have, the urban, part of Milwaukee needs to be able to get to those jobs. And
We need a rail from Waukesha to Milwaukee. We need an Autobahn from Milwaukee to Madison. That's
well,
what
they
we
were going to
need.
do that one that went from Minneapolis and came through Madison and then came down to
Oh, yeah.
Milwaukee and down to
Walker didn't
Chicago,
want that.
and it never happened. And that's where that money
Walker
should
didn't
have
want that
gone.
money. No, he wanted to use it for something else, but you can't use it for something else. Yeah, but if I just refuse it, maybe they'll let me. You dumbass. No, they
No,
didn't.
no. And the thing is, people talk about Milwaukee like taking up all these resources in the state. Most of the jobs that are created in this metro area, and we're talking Ozaukee County, Waukesha County, Racine County, many of those people commute to Milwaukee for their jobs. There is a lot of people coming into Milwaukee in the morning and going out in the evening. That streetcar doesn't make any sense, whereas like what you're talking about, having rail makes sense, because then people who are in the urban areas can get out to jobs that are in the Milwaukee area, and people who are coming in from Waukesha and even
Yeah, what I mean,
Racine can come into
this
Milwaukee.
little car going around, right? This little car that's going around is for convenience. We don't need it for convenience. We need it for safety, congested roads, those other things that take care of those when you do that. Now, on the other part of that, man, have you gone through the zoo interchange? Holy smoke!
It's going to be fantastic when it's done, but I still say I don't know why it's up so high.
I
And
know it's
it's like the contractors are like, well, if we build it an extra, 15 feet up in the air, we can use that much more concrete and make
they
that
got,
much more money. I mean, that's what it
yeah, but
seems like.
they got all that room, but that's where there's the most room up there.
To be
I don't
fair,
understand
though,
that.
I did talk to somebody who said that they are taking a lot of that land that was underneath and they're going to add it to the zoo. So the zoo is going to do some expansion. So in that case, I understand some of that, but bringing it up as high as it was, I don't think it needed to be. I'm not an engineer, so I can't tell you. My father was an
Yeah,
engineer, and I wish he was still alive because I would have talked to him about it.
uh,
I talked to him about the Deep Tunnel Project. My dad worked on the Deep Tunnel Project. That was so
that's
cool.
sweet. That's sweet.
He had the cool stuff.
But engineering, to me, I look at the twists and turns and how they're doing it all, and it is a miracle to me. Just a great construction miracle. And I drive it now for my job. I drive that rock freeway, and I got to get on through the zoo every morning to get onto it. And I'll tell you, right now they're starting to put the trim up, which means it's getting close.
Um, yeah.
The sides are going up on the walls. The little they're putting the signs over the top. I'm like the trim's going on. Yeah, that's gonna open this up pretty soon.
I watched the Channel 6 broadcast in the mornings on Friday, and at 7:10, around 7:10ish, they have one of the DOT people come on, and Ryan Luck, who's been like one of the faces of this whole project, basically said that they're doing their final deck pour in the next few weeks, and so all of the deck pouring is going to be done on all of the loop-de-loops that are going around. So they're just going to put the spit and polish on it and hook everything up, and by next year we should have it up and running. And considering how the Mitchell is really nice, I mean, they need to go back down to
I everything else
back
looks like crap.
downtown. Yeah,
I know.
they need to
Uh,
redo the Marquette, because that is getting kind of congested, and especially the area around 26th Street where there's all those bends. People seem to like think that that's dead stop area because they can't handle the Santa S's apparently. But
all right,
yeah,
a couple other quick things. When the white nationalists went and did their little
Charlottesville.
protest, right? Did their little protest. All right. Now, people recorded and publicly shamed the people that were exercising their free right to speech. Should a person be fired for being a member of that group that's protesting? Should you be fired for that?
I disagree so strongly with all of that, but we do have a constitutional right to free speech. We have a constitutional right to protest. Um, if you were peacefully, legally protesting, no. if you were involved in any of the violence, that reflects poorly on your job.
Yep.
And they won't hire you if you're a felon or if you have a criminal
No.
record, or some people won't even hire you if you have a bad driving record.
If you're a Nazi at work, you're not going to be at work there for very long.
Exactly. And so, if they're out there doing, there's what they believe is their civic right to protest or to, stand up for their rights, I have no problem with it. I don't agree with them, and I probably would not associate with them as a human being outside of work if I had to work with them. But on the other hand, it's their right to do it. Now, again, if they were caught being violent or,
that's a whole different thing.
It's a whole different thing. And even, if they're using hate speech at somebody and that got caught on video, in this day and age, everything's caught on video. So you have to understand that too, and it can have consequences in your job. And most jobs are at will, which means that the employer can fire you for whatever reason they want to fire you for, because they don't like you, because they don't like the way you look. I mean, and by the way you look, I mean, they just give them dirty looks, they'll fire you. I'm not talking about, the color of your skin, because that's protected. But it's, it is what it is.
I agree. That should not be the reason that a person gets fired because they were doing that. That's you're exercising your free speech. I agree with that.
I don't think too many people would disagree. So, all right.
Well, it's like I got fired, so someone disagrees. All right.
You got fired. I've gotten fired too. Most entrepreneurs have been fired from a job or several jobs at one point in their life.
Oh yes.
So. And I was a business owner for 40-some years. So there you go.
Been a non-millionaire more times than a millionaire, right?
I have never been a millionaire. Have you been a millionaire?
Oh, see, we still got that part coming yet.
Oh, that's when we become internet famous, which you're working towards by putting your face all over Google Maps.
Yeah, we have an HOC logo. We got to get that out there so I can do that. HOC.
Yes.
We got to make some kind of sign.
We got to talk about that yet.
So in more of people just can't stop doing right. A couple things has happened since this. Alec Baldwin slammed for accepting lead role about a blind man, and a guy from one of our anime movies, your anime, you probably know this more. The guy who's non-Asian bowed out of the Asian role because of pressure that he wasn't Asian in the Asian role in the comic. And I'm taking this way too far. So only people in wheelchairs can do wheelchair people now. All right. I mean, is that how this is really going to go?
Tom Hanks wasn't gay and skinny and had AIDS when he did Philadelphia.
There you go.
If an actor is an actor is an actor, but when it comes to anime, and like you said, I'm an anime fan. I read manga. I believe if a character is Asian, it probably should be cast. There's a lot of really fine Asian actors who are both in Hollywood and overseas, and I really believe they probably should cast somebody who looks more like the character. I loved Ghost in the Shell. A lot of people didn't like Ghost in the Shell because they said, it didn't follow canon and da-da-da-da-da. Charlize Theron was amazing in the role, but I would have loved to have seen an Asian in the role. But in Ghost in the Shell, there's a couple of different iterations. She wants to be more white. And so when they create her persona, they create her more Caucasian than she is Asian. And so it's like...
It's in the storyline a little bit.
It's kind of in the storyline, so that one wasn't huge whitewashing, but it could have been. And I would have liked to have seen an Asian woman because, when she goes back to, her home and starts realizing that this person is her mother, and her mother is definitely Japanese, there's no way she's... but she's a robot. So it's like she's the ghost in the shell. The shell is the robot part. And that was a great movie. I really enjoyed it.
I'm catching that when it comes around, definitely.
I think a lot of people had, a little too much criticism for that. You have to look at movies. Are they entertaining? Are they...
Listen, a guy paid for the right to adapt that.
Yes.
Another guy is getting paid to put it into his eyes for mass production. If this is what he decides, I'm sorry, you don't get to talk. It's gone through the channels. It's been given up. This is the artistic license. If the guy likes this in this role, that's his artistic license, director, whatever that has to be. We can't stop them. That's censorship otherwise.
And to that point, Netflix remade Death Note, which is one of my favorite
Yeah, I saw that Kiss came out. Yeah.
Wait. Do I have it? It's back there. I have some of the like side things, but my cat is named Lito, and Lito is named after the protagonist in Death Note, and so both my husband and I have a love for this manga and anime, and I watched the first 10 minutes of it and I had to turn it off because they portray Lito so far different from Lito in the Death Note universe, because Lito in the Death Note universe he's this golden boy and he's accomplished and everybody loves him, and it starts to get down this slippery slope of darkness when he finds the Death Note, and there's so much tied up in it, and it doesn't resolve great. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, the anime doesn't resolve great. I mean, I would have wished they would have done it different. What they should have done with the live action is created somebody else in the Death Note universe gets the Death Note, because trying to use, because they call him like Light Taylor. It's like, no, it's like Amagami.
Well, it's kind of him, but it's really not,
Yeah, and the girlfriend scenes are wrong, and it's like it just didn't feel authentic, and it didn't. So there, I guess I'm doing the same thing other people have done with Ghost in the Shell, but most of the people who know Death Note thought it was universally pretty bad.
Yeah, and that's great because I don't know.
But they did kind of whitewash that as well.
I don't know anything about the comic or anything like that, so I'm going to love it. See, again, do not read the books.
But the thing is that I probably should watch the whole thing, but it was set in Japan. The characters are Japanese. They turned around, they set it in the U.S. They changed the character and the character development, and so that should change the trajectory of what's going on.
It's very loosely based.
Yeah, it wasn't good. So the whitewashing thing, I think if you have a black character, it should be played by a black actor. If you have a generic character, I think you can put anybody in it, whether they're black or Asian or white or male or female.
Yeah, but if you do that, you put generic characters in, then that means they're white, and then everybody goes, "Where's all your black characters? Where's all your Asian characters? Where's all?" You know what I mean? You can't do that either.
Well, you can. I mean, I don't think there's too much of that. There's some of that going on. I mean, there's always going to be that criticism. Yes. But I think we can't focus on that, especially when we're talking about entertainment. If it's entertaining, it's entertaining.
That's what I'm saying. Just leave that part alone.
Yeah.
Don't go see the movie. Sure. Just don't go see it. All right, a couple of little quick things. Hobby Lobby looting antiques. Oh, that made me giddy when I saw that.
Oh it didn't make me giddy. It made me sad. Are you serious? I mean, come on, boys and girls.
I really believe that they thought they were doing good. I do. I think it was one of those things where we're protecting these things. We are.
That's called cognitive dissonance.
But I believe that's exactly what they were. That's how it was. All right.
They were profiting from it, though. I mean.
Well, no. They were paying exorbitantly amount of money for it, actually. They paid like 10 times because it was a scam on the other end. The guys knew they were playing them. They actually paid way more than they should have for the articles.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, my Guarantee Bank failed. I was a Guarantee Bank customer.
Were you really? I've been with Landmark forever now. I got out of the Wells Fargo hell several years ago. So.
But they've been fine. Just so everybody knows, Guarantee Bank is staying up their accounts. Citizens Bank, they went to an open branch.
They just did a transition.
Yeah, it's so.
Yeah, I hate to see banks fail, but that's poor management.
But I had 20 years with the same bank. You go like, what? Jeez. All right. So segment 4, random rants. All right.
Random rants.
Yes.
I'm going to let you rant because you've been okay. Everybody, I just want you to know, Dave sent me a text. Pretty please, I need to rant.
I need to release.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yes, I need to.
Okay.
Talk like we are. All right.
All right. I'm just going to sit back and let you do your thing.
Fun. All right. First of all, so there's a Bubs in Milwaukee. I'm a little hungry almost in the morning, going by and I see tater-tots, at Bubs. And I'm like, best tater-tots. The signs of, wow, who's just doing that? Just saying best tater-tots. So let's go on in. Drive in. I'm looking on the menu, looking up and down.
Okay, remember to keep this short.
Yeah, now we want to keep shit short. No, buckle in, lady. You got your
Oh,
soda.
jeez. Okay, you guys are going for a ride. Just so you know, I did my part. I tried.
Yes. So I hit the drive-thru. I'm looking on the items. I'm like, it's not there. All right. So I gotta hit the. So I'm like, can I help you? And I go, yeah. I said, I'm looking. He said, best tater tots. I'm like, well, where was the tater tot menu? Oh, it's a specialty item. It's not on the menu. And I'm like, all right, well, great. I said, so what do you got? Stuff like, bacon, cheese, sour cream. And she goes, well, no, just tots. And I'm like, what? I mean, do you have like cheese you can put on it? Oh yeah, we can put cheese. Oh, okay. Let's do that then. All right. So
Tater tot poutine.
yeah. This is I'm getting from Bubs. Yeah, which I want to talk about poutine as well. That's coming up. There's actually a little part of that at the end, not of this rant, but at the end. So I pull up to the window. Already miffed like best tater tots, not on the menu. All I got is tots and cheese. All right. So this has got to be one fucking awesome tater tot. God damn it. So, I said, so I pull up, driving up, kind of dejected, and she goes, and she looked there and goes, yeah, you should have been here for St. Pat's. They had chives and all these other toppings. And I look at her and I go, you need to stop telling me about all the stuff I can't get right now.
You can't have the chives. Sorry, they were really good.
And I'm like, so she looks at me, she kind of laughs, she knows, and that's great. I had somebody that more was going like, instead of going, like, this guy's nuts, kind of fed into it a little bit. So she goes, well, I just kind of wanted to let you know for next year. And then I stepped up my phone and I went, yeah, I'm going to put it in my calendar and put an alert so it'll notify me for next year.
Tater tots.
Bob's tater tots. All right. So she kind of laughs at me and everything like that. So then I have to sit there and I have to pull ahead. Now, I only offered the tater tots. You didn't have anything else. You had to. Are you milking a cow and aging the cheese?
No. They had to go in the back and they had to get the chisel and
yeah, take them off the big cheese nugget. They have a nice, like a stalactite of nuggets in there or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Chips them off or whatever. And so I'm like, you have it on the side. You don't have it ready, and there's nothing to get ready. It's put them down with the fries. All right, so so here I have to pull ahead. It's the only thing I ordered. I'll tell you that marquee when they do stuff like that, it is just like a moth in one of those lights sitting outside in a porch. We just tater tots. I don't care. I just run into it like and it's like the clickbait you see every time you go on a site. The lemon slices. You can't believe how this works. Oh, you can't believe they kept the camera rolling. We're just like moths to flame.
All right. So how long did you wait for the tater tots?
If I had to pull forward for something that was on their thing, that was too long already. But yes, they were good. I waited another couple minutes, and they were good. But all I had was tots and cheese. And no, they it was the only good thing about this was the freaking story again.
Everybody, you need to put it on the marquee. Don't put it on the menu. Dave will drive through, and then he'll rant about it, and you'll become internet famous too.
Yes. All right. So issue 2. And this is something my daughter, Ella, and them actually had a Seinfeld discussion about, and I thought it was fantastic. Is the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup a candy bar?
Really? Really?
What's your answer?
It's candy. I mean, seriously, it's just candy. I don't think it's a candy bar. It doesn't say it's a candy bar, does it?
All right. Well,
Does it say it's a candy bar on the package?
I don't know, but would you call it? What would you call it then?
I would call it peanut butter cups. It's a candy.
Well, but if you had to put it in like a pieces, I mean, like M&M's is a kind of candy. They're pieces, handful. You put them in, right?
Well, if I go to like Here's Candy at Milwaukee Public Market, they have peanut butter cups and they have coconut haystacks and they have other little things.
Like a nut roll is a bar, but it's not really a. Would you consider a nut roll a candy bar?
I would consider a nut roll a confection.
Oh boy, I didn't have that as one of the words. It's in the thesaurus.
I'm the thesaurus for you, yes. Thesaurus.
Thesaurus. Another name for thesaurus. All right. So,
us dinosaurs use the thesaurus.
Because Laffy Tappies, that's kind of and like nerds, those are its only kind. Laffy Taffy's like a that's a chewy whatever taffy type thing. That's different. Those hard candies, that's different. But so that was the thing. It's like Mallow cups.
Okay.
That's the cup. Like a Reese's. So.
Reese's peanut butter cups. They don't say Reese's peanut butter bar.
All right. So no, I guess all right. So the answer.
You guys are trying to put things into a box that doesn't exist.
I guess that's what I mean. It's a box of two. We have to categorize. We all want to categorize.
It's a package of Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
And it should be put with the candy because most people consider them to be delicious.
So. One of the best. I'm actually a Treasures fan. Those little Hershey's, right? Treasures are little.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. When we were working together, you like.
Yes.
You were the one who left all the dark chocolate, right?
Yes. The dark chocolate. Yes. All right. So do you have any other rants that you want to throw in there? I had a few. That was it for now.
You know what? I have some rants, but I want them more well thought out than the peanut butter cup ones. I think.
Question. It was a question. It was one of those. Okay. What's the sound of one hand clapping? That kind of thing.
We're so weird.
All right.
Yeah. So what's coming up in Milwaukee? What's our new hip happenings?
So segment number 5, the hip happenings in the future. That's all right. One of them that went by that I was going to bring up that we did get, but I thought was just a hoot. Down in Kenosha, they had 2 days on the called Tribute Island. For 2 days, they did nothing but cover bands. Alice in Chains, Guns N' Roses, The Who.
Now, is that coming up or was that past?
No, that was already past.
Okay, we're not talking about past. It has to be a hip happening in the future.
I thought it was a hoot. I wanted to just bring that up because I thought.
Well, you should have brought that up earlier. Dave's out of order.
You're out of order. Yeah, is out of order.
Out of order.
All right, so things come up still. I think it's still going on a little bit. The Milwaukee County Zoo Animal Inside Out. That's kind of like that Body Works thing for animals.
Yeah, I saw
that. The Body Works thing was incredible. I thought if you can stomach that kind of stuff, seeing a stomach, that is. Stomach. Layers of a stomach. All right, then go see this, definitely. I think it was fantastic.
Well, next week also we have Maker Faire Milwaukee at the State Fair Park, and both you and I went last year.
I got that in. We're going to that.
We're going again too. And for everybody, it is free. You can donate, but there's a bunch of stuff that kids can do, and I think that's just a small donation as well. So definitely, it's a fun time. Even if you don't do any of this stuff, it's just like, how'd they do that? They'll tell you. Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
You got to go to that. All right. So that's it. Where I was talking about poutine. All right. Tosa, where I'm actually relocated, as a reggae night at the Red Dot. It's the first Saturday of the month, so it's coming up again, you'll have to say. And they actually, and you have to say this right, poutine, Poutine, because that is a Quebec. Yes, and that's actually a Quebec dish. That's a Canadian.
Quebecois, yes.
French fries, cheese curds, topped with a light brown gravy, and delicious.
I think they did melted cheese, but yeah, I think that's the Wisconsin version of poutine.
That was just what I said. I take cheese curds and we put them in the oven. We like to have the cheese curds melted in a little bit when we do it ourselves. See, the only reason I say is that you want to say poutine instead of poutine, because poutine is French for whore. So when you're ordering, please make sure
you don't order the whore.
Poutine.
They'll bring out some lovely woman who's scantily clad and ask you whether you would like her.
Well, and again, like anything, I guess you should really see what they bring you first before you refuse anything, right?
There is that. Yeah,
right. So I should say, well, let me check it out first. Sure, you ordered the whore.
Ordered the whore. No, I wanted whore divers. Sorry.
Yeah. And then when she brings that raggedy one with the blonde hair and the, smoking, well, I didn't want one well done.
The one with the, she's smoking, she's got the whiskey voice. Hey, baby.
Nickel used to be a lot.
I remember back in the day. Yeah.
Onions under our arms to get the smell away. All right, yes. Oh, and here's something date night for me and the SO. Next week, we're doing a couples night out at the Cream City Clay Pottery School and Art Studio and Greenfield Avenue. They usually have limited seatings, so I've never thrown. She's thrown in high school, so I'm going to go. We're going to do a little ghost, I think, right?
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yes.
Is she Patrick Swayze? And you're Demi Moore?
Yes.
I'll be Whoopi. I'll be Whoopi. I'm honest. I'll do Whoopi.
We're talking. Stop it.
Oh no, Dave's losing his earpiece now.
So that's kind of a little cool thing. I was looking into glass blowing. I'm gonna do that next. That was my next thing.
Yeah, there was somebody on the subreddit who was asking about Milwaukee subreddit who was asking about glass blowing. If you find something, let me know. I'll answer them.
Villette. There's a place on Villette. Glass something.
Vliet Street.
Vliet Street, and then that's $50 for just like the opening class. 65 and more,
Oh, very cool. I'll have to look into that then. Yeah, I'll let them know. That was this morning they actually asked, so.
Yeah, I had it up for a minute what it was called, but yeah, it's unbelieved, and it's glass blowing, and they do classes. So that's next thing up. We went there on one of their street festivals and watched her do a little bit in the oven. It was really quite cool.
That's awesome. I do want to mention two things. Okay, everybody knows one of my favorite restaurants, because I've already said this, is Urban Beats. They've expanded into the next unit. Their hours are expanded. They're open till 9 p.m. now. I think the hours are a little different on Sunday, but it's completely vegan food, but it's delicious food. You would like it no matter who you are. And then the owners of Green Kitchen and Milwaukee Public Market have opened up a second Milwaukee Public Market venue called On the Bus, and the owner of Green Kitchen took their old VW bus and turned it into the counters and whatnot. I have not been, but they're serving. Yeah, they're serving acai bowls and sandwiches and smoothies and juice, I think. So I'm gonna go. I gotta see. But they just opened up within the last month, so I want everybody to know that sounds really cool. And Green Kitchen is awesome, and this place is probably gonna be just as delightful.
Oh, cool. All right, and also Harvest Fair, of course, coming up 22nd, 23rd, 24th at the Wisconsin State Park. China Lights is back on from September 22nd to.
Did you go last year?
Oh, they extended it, and we're like, hey, great, they extended it. We're gonna get to go, and it was a nice day, and then we still didn't go.
It's cool. I wouldn't go again every year, but it is really cool, and it's a lot of fun. Yep. Get your tickets, get there early, because it was really crowded when we went. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yep. Definitely recommend.
And I know we're not talking about things in the past like the solar eclipse that we had. Which, did you get a chance to see that at all?
I did. It was meh.
I know.
And I like astrology and stuff, or astronomy. I said astrology. I like astronomy.
I looked at it in the reflection of my car front window, and you could see,
Yeah, I did the paper and the pinhole thing.
Yeah, it didn't work that well.
It was cloudy, so it wasn't really good.
But our next time, just as we're doing future things, the next one looks like April 8th, 2024. So.
Oh, okay, well, we'll be on the air for that, so we'll talk about it then.
Calendar, that one, definitely. All right. I think that's about it. I think.
Is that it?
Oh, the Milwaukee's Market. We were talking about that. We were going to talk about the Makers Fair, you said, coming up.
Yeah, Maker Fair.
That's next weekend again as well, right?
Yes, Maker Fair is next weekend.
Right.
So.
Next weekend. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, we're back on the air. Thank you very much. If you've followed us all the way to the end and you're still listening to us.
Yeah, so we'd like to thank our listeners.
Couple of and because we're so organized, hey, Packer season back on. Yay, Packers. And I did want to bring up the last thing. Notice the shirt.
Yes.
All right? Going to the game today.
Woo-hoo!
The Brewers at Marlins
At
County
the stadium, yes.
Yeah, so Marlins get last up. It's a rubber match game today. They're at one apiece, so 1 o'clock game. So last little thing there. Go Brewers, go! We're so close. We're so close. Beating the Cubs 3 times last
That
time.
would be cool.
Nice. Doing it 3 more times at the end of the season is going to be better. Let's do it. You know.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So we'd like to thank our listeners.
What?
We'd like to thank our listeners.
Our listeners.
Your mom, my neighbor, anybody else who's watching. Thank you for watching.
She might be listening.
Cool.
Marianne might be listening, right? Terry
That's right. So if you tell 2 people and they tell 2 people and they all tell 2 people, we'll become internet famous and have at least maybe 10 subscribers next time. So
if you find me on Google Maps.
Yes, look for Dave on Google Maps.
Look at the pictures. I'm around. All right, folks. Thank you very much for listening. Hey, nice seeing you, Alexa. All
Nice
right.
seeing you. Be good.